there as legal representative. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you for having me.
I have a document before me. It's titled Nomo Emmanuel Antiawe and two others as plaintiffs versus Ni Adote Otinto and another as defendants. And the parties have been mentioned and your name as a legal representation. We spoke yesterday, 24 hours on. What legal steps have you taken and what have been the conclusion?
Well, I told you yesterday that we had not been served with any order. And you graciously read what you had for me, and then we interpreted the order that you had. I made a point that the injunction is against anybody handling the corpse or having anything to do with the corpse. And that has got nothing to do with organizing the funeral. I also explained to you that the committee is only a committee of the Traditional Council, and those misbehaving are aware that it is the Traditional Council that is organizing the funeral. I don't know whether I made that point. I would, if I didn't, that if you give your family member to a state to be installed as the chief, he is no longer a private individual. For which reason, when we organizing such funerals, we do what we call a joint funeral committee of the nuclear family together with the Traditional Council to ensure that the nuclear family members are not short-changed. These were members of the funeral committee who then withdrew their representation, and I went to court to misrepresent facts by which they obtained an interim injunction order against the chairman and the secretary. While the thing did not affect the Traditional Council, we're talking about fickle-mindedness, and it's nobody's fault. If they are not sure of what is happening, it means that they can jump to the conclusion and say that, well, the funeral is not going to come on. We are going to discourage everybody. And we have, having opened the book of condolence, invited very prominent people. Almost all the three organs of state have been here, to sign. Captains of industries, all kinds of individuals have come here. So if the people begin to have doubt, after signing, they always make promises that they will be here on Saturday. What happens when they tell you that, look, because of the injunction, we are no longer going to take part? They would, take the shine out of the entire program. And so we thought it was just, even when we have not been served, to get to the court, to get the order set aside completely. Once everybody is on the same page that the order has been set aside, there will be no need for any interpretation of whether or not the order is against the Traditional Council or only against the funeral planning committee. Okay, so this is what happened. That's why you saw my name. I told you that you hold on and you see what will happen today.
So what did you say to the court? How did you argue, or what different things did you say to the court to make the court agree with you instead and change its mind from yesterday?
I think you are a very reputable station. And so next time I would suggest that you send your representatives to court.
I would also advise next time, Honorable, that you tell us you are going for a case like this. You did not inform us, and so we only saw this information in the public. And since you were you said to me that you are going to do a press information to give us information. That's what you said to us.
In any case, is it not your duty to look for news?
Yes, that's why I have called you on the phone, and I want you to share with me today. I want you to be I want you to be my court correspondent today. Yeah, so kindly.
That's why you should have sent people.
Okay, so we are sorry, we did not say we're busy solving the problems of the flat situation. No more you are done.
You can wear pie. You can't get folder.
job fine. So please tell us now. Thank you. We've just spoken in Ga here. You see, I remember when you went to the Supreme Court and interceded on behalf of somebody who was going to be jailed for contempt. You have done the same thing again. So tonight, please tell us what you said to the court differently.
Oh, well, yesterday I explained to you that this order in our view, cannot hold. I mean, all that we needed to do is to ensure that we got it off. And you remember, there's something we call ex parte application. In an ex parte application, the other side is not said. So the people went there and said whatever they wanted to say to the judge. One of the things that got us teased was the fact that they said we were preventing them from taking part in the funeral, which is not true. Like we had hijacked the funeral. They were part of the funeral planning committee, and they wrote letters withdrawing from the funeral planning committee. So how could you have gone to do what you want to do? In any case, how would the court know what we call it, the preparation so far? Because the court thought that maybe we're just now about to start. But the funeral is taking off. We've spent money on canopies, chairs, public address systems, standing fans, mystic fans, movable air conditioners. You know, we've spent so much money. The funeral grounds. You just need to send people here. And I think your boys were here. Are they taking pictures of the field?
So you see, they were busy. They were busy at the funeral ground. That's why they didn't go to the courts.
Yeah, taking pictures of the new walkways and roads that we have created, new cabs. You know, I mean, if you do all these things, there's something we call balance of convenience. If the court take into account the balance of convenience, that when it granted the injunction, it is going to, lead to hardship on us. The court didn't know. So we sent the pictures to go and demonstrate what we have done so far, and to explain and to show the lectures that they wrote withdrawing themselves, as it were, from the committee's work, And so, in other words, all we're telling the court was that they misrepresented facts to the court and then succeeded in getting the order. And we think that was not good enough. So, if the court now knows the facts, the court should feel at its end and then set it aside. That's it.
Very well. Thank you for that argument and congratulations on winning. Final question. You have been an attorney general before. If someone comes to you on Saturday and says, or Sunday and says that you, the funeral organizers, have infringed on their right to movement by preventing them to come to Accra Central, or right to do business by coming to open their shops, what would be the counter argument?
Oh, yes. Yesterday I said it to you and you have forgotten. I said that the Constitution permits communities and recognizes customary law. So, for every community, you have every right to bring out your own laws, customary, practices and usages. Okay? And that customary law is part of the laws of this country. So, what we have done is nothing, extraordinary. We are just taking note of the constitutional injunction that allows us to go ahead and do what we are doing. So when they come, we tell them there's nothing unconstitutional or lawful about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's Honorable Ni Ayikwe Otu. He's also Excellency because he's immediate past Ghana's High Commissioner to Canada.